Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a great day. In this video, I'll be breaking down class mods that will be coming soon to console in Baldur's Gate 3's mod manager. Now, I've been previously correct about a lot of my guesses, so I figured I'd do another one because I was getting some questions about this. Now, we just got ourselves the 5e Barbarian subclass, a combined mod made by Sumer Dagnoth, and I have a very good feeling we're going to see the 5e Monk subclass combined mod come here soon because it just makes sense. We already got ourselves the Fighter and the Barbarian subclasses, and Sumer Dagnoth has went through the effort of removing the classes that will be coming with patch 8, so like the Way of the Drunken Master Monk, as well as in the Barbarian they removed the Giant Barbarian, so those ones will be coming in patch 8. But I really do think we will see this mod come here soon. This brings us the Way of the Ascendant Dragon, which gives you elemental damages on your punches and you get dragon breath attacks. We also have the Way of the Astral Self, allowing you to create some astral fists to go punch people in the face with. We also got ourselves the Way of the Kensei, which is a monk that focuses on using melee weapons as well as their monk attacks. There's the Way of the Long Death, which is my personal favorite. I know a lot of people really want this on console. With the Way of the Long Death, you have a huge area of effect frightened attack that you can do, and it's mostly focused around necrotic damage. And then we also have the Way of the Mercy Monk, which gives you the ability to heal with your punches, so you can go boom, 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 and heal with your hands, which is pretty cool. I do like that one quite a bit. I don't love healing in this game. I'd rather just do damage, honestly, but I like the way that this one plays. And then we also got the Way of the Sun Soul, which focuses on radiant damage as well. So these are some pretty fun subclasses that add a lot of levels of replayability to the game, because the monk itself is a fun class, I would say. And with these subclasses, you get a lot more replayability out of it. So I have a really good feeling we'll see these come soon. So we'll just have to wait and see. But we got the Barbarian subclasses last Friday. So just a matter of time, guys. I think this one's coming. Next, we got ourselves the Succubus sorcerer. Now, I would love to show this one off in game. Unfortunately, I have so many sorcerer subclass mods installed that they won't show up. But I'll just briefly run through what this is. This mod actually came, one of the very first mods in the Baldur's Gate 3 mod manager. It was live September 13th, 2024. With this, you get yourself the ability to give yourself additional armor class, and you get a special version of Charm. You get the Royal Servant, which gives you a Pact of the Chain summons. You get fire cantrips, get additional damage, and you get the Draining Kiss ability, which is something that the Cambion summon that you can get from Planar Ally would get. You also get a passive advantage on attack rolls against charmed enemies, immunity to fire damage, and your fire spells will deal additional damage on top of that. At level 13 plus 1, you get the ability to cast Dethrone, which is a spell from Baldur's Gate 3 that you can get later on in the game. And at level 17, you get the summon Planar Ally once per long rest. So these are some pretty cool little benefits of the sorcerer. It's actually quite strong, fire damage focused. It is pretty powerful. This mod made by Mackie Kieran here. I have a good feeling about this one since it's been one of the most downloaded. We almost got 100,000 downloads and it went live in September. So I have a good feeling about this one, unless there's some issue that, again, with any of these, there may be issues that prevents them from coming to console. So in that case, I've done my research, but for the most part, most of these do look good. It just may be up. Maybe there's a bug on PlayStation 5 because it's a bit of a wild child. So yeah, that I think will come. But next we got ourselves the Reaper class mod. Now this is one that I know a lot of people really do enjoy. So with the Reaper subclass comes with this nice icon here, but you get the Reaping Cleave attack, which is your weapon damage to 3 targets at once, which is quite nice because most of the cleave style attacks actually do like half damage to targets. Or if it's a Battlemaster fighter, it just does the superiority die, so 1d10, which is pretty weak. We also get the ability to add Frozen Blade to your weapon, which gives extra cold damage. You can create a scythe with this, and you also get a cold version of the Hellish Rebuke attack. You get Threatening Presence, which gives you proficiency intimidation and then becomes expertise at level 3. And you get light armor, medium armor, and all weapon proficiencies. So with this Scythe Breach here, we can summon in our own scythe, which is pretty large, but it looks cool, and it's got that like blue glow to it. So yeah, it comes with its own weapon, which makes you actually feel like a Grim Reaper. Now, I love this mod for a number of reasons. I like cold damage, I like the thematic appearance of this, and you got this cool ability with the Y Wait to Die. Once per short rest, you can attempt to tether 3 creatures. With this, then you can deal damage to them and heal yourself, so you can tether yourself, absorbing their life force. You also get the Sharpened Scythe, which can increase the amount of damage you got, and Replicate 1, reaching to the death itself. Replicate 1 reaping and make a 2 applied replicated to yourself. So there's some buffs that you can apply to yourself and some damaging abilities. You also get like Judgment here. So whenever your melee weapon attacks, deal additional 2 damage. If you crit, you make a free extra weapon attack. It also comes with 2 different subclasses, with Death's Judgment being this more offensive focused one, and additional cold damage, and then Death's Aegis, which focuses on overall defensiveness. So it's a pretty cool class mod, 2 subclasses, and they're working on a 3rd one here. So this is really exciting mod because I have a good feeling about it coming to console, made by Wave Rebel and Rune 9145. So yeah, that's a pretty solid one. And next we got ourselves the Blood King class mod, which was one of the first, again, to be added to Baldur's Gate 3's mod manager. So I have a good feeling about this one. With the Blood King, it's got that custom icon there, and you get the blood recovery. Replenish blood points, deal additional damage to yourself, and when you're in your blood form, does not take effect. So this is actually very interesting because the Godslayer class got added to Baldur's Gate 3. These both came out pretty much the same day. I'm pretty sure I played with both of them. I prefer the Blood King, but we didn't get the Blood King coming to console yet. So a little bit shocked about that. But transformation into blood. Blood points cannot be used in combat. Blood points are used in enhanced abilities. You get the blood sucking ability and the blood healing. And then you also get the unarmored defense, adding constitution modifier to your armor class, some dark vision up to 12 meters, and you can come back up when downed. This only has one subclass right now with the Blood Warrior, but this gives you the blood attack, basically a smite that does additional necrotic damage, and then a ranged version of it. Blood Engravings, all weapon damage transforms into necrotic damage, and your carry capacity is doubled. Next ability you get is the opportunity attacks will have disadvantage, so that can work really well if you got the Vest of Soul Rejuvenation late game, so you go around punching people with that. Then you also get increased blood recovery and increase your blood attacks there. So with this one, you can also heal yourself for a max amount of healing points whenever possible. But you also get these different abilities here. So the Unyielding Blood armor class decreases by 2. Whenever your health is below 50%, you gain attack rolls gain disadvantage. When your health is above 50%, your attack rolls deal advantage. No effects while wielding armor. Each Blood Warrior level grants max health points by 3. And this one, when you kill an enemy with an attack damage of +2 for 10 turns, up to a +8. So you can get rolling with your knockouts and continually keep damaging more and more. So yeah, with this class, you got the blood sucking, blood recovery, and then you got the blood feast, which allows you to transform into the blood form here. So you can then use blood form to enhance your attacks, and you got these different ones like dexterity score increases by 1 and much more. So yeah, you can see there you get a bunch of different effects that you can use your blood points on that you level up. So it gets very distinguished with what you can pick out. Attack rolls can increase. You can give yourself increased spell radius, melee radius that can increase too. And these can all be upcasted using your blood points. So I think this is an interesting class, and we'll hopefully see this one come soon to console because I think it's quite interesting. So this mod was made by Lincoln WLC with a 1 in there as well. I also think that we'll be seeing another Dragon Knight class come. This one made by Arcale 007, and not to be confused with James Bond, but this mod unfortunately disappeared from my load order. But you may have noticed the Dragon Knight that got added last week. Now this actually will crash your game unless you choose. I did a build guide on to show you how to do it, but if you take a level of a different class like sorcerer or fighter and then multi-class into the Dragon Knight, you won't crash. Once it gets to level 2, this one does crash. So I have a feeling we'll see this Dragon Knight, which I know is a pretty popular one. So I have a good feeling about it. This one also came pretty early on the mod manager days. This came out September 28th, 2024. So potential to come because it doesn't crash like this one. So yeah, I lost in the mod load order for some reason, but with this Dragon Knight class, this one does crash and it made its way to console somehow. So I have a feeling we'll get the non-crashing version here. So we'll just have to wait and see on that. This one's got 50k downloads. But next we got ourselves the Death Knight. Now this one's made by BD Vard. This came in October. What's cool about the Death Knight is it focuses on I guess I got a few different Death Knight class mods. So yeah, I guess this one's not showing up in my mod load order either, but with this one, it's kind of like a paladin that's based on wisdom and using necrotic damage. For the most part, it's a pretty fun class. I've covered it previously in a build. Now it does have one little thing that I might think it may get not brought to console. Is you can see here, these icons are actually from World of Warcraft. Now there's been other Death Knight classes that use everything, like you can see here on my screen. This one literally has icons from World of Warcraft. I don't think these ones will come. This mod also got released from the removed from the mod manager, so I don't think the branded ones will come. I do have a good feeling about this, but I do think this may hold it back. So that's why we'll kind of want to include it a little later on in the video. But I still think there's a lot of unique things about this class mod. They use a bunch of in-game Baldur's Gate 3 icons that are just recolored, so it's not like some of these ones that we've gotten where they actually use icons from other games. So that makes me feel like it could potentially come, but it's got its own unique abilities and things like that. So I'm hopeful that we'll see this one, but again, it could be, it might just come down to the icons, which I mean, the mod creator can swap out. They actually made their own icon for the class itself. So for the subclasses, if this one gets denied, maybe they can just recreate those and then it could get approved. But this one I'm really excited about, the Bloodrager. Now, I'm actually very surprised we haven't seen this one come to the in-game mod manager yet. This is one of my favorites. I've covered it a few times. It's basically, if you've played Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, you'll know what I'm talking about. This is a barbarian that can spellcast. So with this, it's got a bunch of cool effects, like whenever you go into your rage form, you get the ability to spellcast, but it comes with a bunch of subclasses, and this is where I think this mod creator, Von Smash, they went above and beyond with this class. So this one came out in October 2024, so it's been out for a while. My favorite is the Verdant bloodline. With this one, you get the ability to root yourself into the ground, which will increase your armor class. You can't move whenever you're rooted, but then you create a difficult terrain around your character, and you then get powerful attacks, and you can heal yourself with your rooted form. So I really like this one. I'm Groot, but I also am a big fan of the Shadow bloodline, which lets you see, you become immune to blindness, so you can see in magical darkness. So with this one, I love just setting up a darkness cloud and raging within it and then just jumping out to attack people. There's also the Infernal bloodline, Fey bloodline, Abyssal bloodline, and Undead bloodline. With all of these, they have their own unique abilities to them. And the mod creator is actually working on even more subclasses. So you can see here all the different effects that you get. It's on the mod.io page. And whenever you scroll down, you will see some of the builds that I have done on this. So yeah, I absolutely love this. But they are working on some other subclasses. So they do have the Aberrant, Arcane, Celestial, Draconic, Elemental, and Hagborn subclasses that are currently being developed. So we will see more from this, I do believe. But for right now, I have a good feeling that this could come to console just because it doesn't do anything that's not outside, out of the reins of what could be done in a console. So very hopeful for this one. I actually love this subclass mod. All the subclasses that come with it in the class mod itself is one of my favorites. And I think you would enjoy it as well. If you like barbarians, if you like spellcasting, it does a bit of both. It's not the best at both, but it feels very balanced within Baldur's Gate 3. And that's what I think makes for a good class mod, is that it's not just one shot everything. It's actually strategic, that you have to think about when you should use your abilities. And that's exactly what this class brings. So yeah, Von Smash has done a fantastic job with this one. I really hope this one comes to console. It doesn't have any red flags for me, so I do think we'll likely see it at some point. Next, we got ourselves the Oath of the Eldritch Hunt Paladin subclass. Now, this is a fun one because if you like Bloodborne, it's got some some theming from Bloodborne. So with this, the Oath of the Eldritch Hunt gives you the Relentless Pursuer, giving you restoring health points equal to your charisma modifier when you take out an enemy that you marked, and plus your proficiency bonus in health. And with this, you also get some of the abilities as you get stronger. So you get the Relentless Pursuer there, which I talked about, the Hunt the Prey, so inflicting additional 1d4 necrotic damage on each target that you have marked, and the skills as a cantrip representing your dread. You can use a bonus action to teleport 30 feet to an unoccupied space near your marked target, and with this you can just teleport and attack them, and it's got some fun abilities there. So when your prey falls before a merciless pursuit, the hunt does not pause. If you manage to slay your marked target before the effect ends, you can cast Relentless Pursuer again without using a channel oath charge, so you can just continually jump around attacking targets. You also get the aura of the Eldritch Hunt. So this will give all nearby allies a bonus to attack rolls equal to your charisma modifier when fighting aberrations, fiends, fae, celestials, and monstrosities. And yeah, so this is really about taking out those eldritch beings, the Eldritch Hunt. So it's a true hunter from Bloodborne. And yeah, I've done a build guide on this one, so you can check that out if you want to see it in a little bit more detail. Nevity has made this Oath of the Eldritch Hunt, and I absolutely love this class mod, so I have a good feeling about it. And finally, this one is one of the newer class mods. This one just came out in January, so don't know if we'll see that anytime soon, but I do have a good feeling about it after playing with it quite a bit. So the the War Dancer comes with 3 different subclasses. So it's got your ability to do the Peacock Strut, which does your weapon damage plus additional 1d4 piercing damage. Thorn Whip, as well as the Friends cantrips, and you get class features plus 3 armor class, and don't provoke opportunity attacks. And you can replenish your movement after using a spell. So it's all about mobility with this one. You can get in, get out of combat really quickly, and there's 3 different subclasses, which I think are all very well done, because one of them you can set up little turrets on the map, which I think is pretty interesting. You can cast the next spell that would cost a spell slot for free, and you also get the guidance and dancing leg cantrips alongside Night Ode, granting additional 1d8 of temporary health points, so a little extra survivability. But with these 3 subclasses, you get the Blade Dancer, and the Blade Dancer is all about offensive multi-hit, so you can go in and attack multiple times. Once per turn, this unit can gain blades by attacking or casting, and then you use those blades to do more powerful attacks. So once you get a blade, you can use it to do an attack like this, which doesn't require an action, so you can use this to dash to a target doing piercing damage for free using your blades. You also get the Blade Fury, which can attack in a range around you, and as you level up, you get a bunch more attacks. With the Dawn Flower, this is like a support class, so you get the subclass feature +4 initiative, can't be surprised. You have Radiant Resistance, cannot be disarmed, and you get the Power Chord, shoot 2 magical chords, each dealing damage. So this one's all about buffing, healing, and debuffing the enemy. And the Weavestress. This one can summon and command weaves, can consume weave charge to cast spells, so you can summon the weave, and you can use this to teleport around with it. So the Weavestress is really strong. You also get like sub-step there, so I'll just show off what this all looks like. So we have the Bloodrager. We still have those abilities there. I don't know why they didn't remove themselves from my character, because I don't have the Blood King. That might be why it's not been released yet. But I guess we have to be in combat to summon a weave. But basically it's like a little turret from, you've seen them in probably some other areas of the game. In the Divine Tower in Act 1, as well as in Act 3. There's the, if you go to Lorokin's Tower, you can see some turrets there, and you can now summon them yourself. So you can also do the Panther Dance. So this is just going to buff yourself, healing an ally for most harmful effects. But yeah, you'd summon down these, and then you can go around the battlefield attacking, and then jump to your little turrets there, and then get some extra mobility that way. So yeah, I have a good feeling about all these class mods that I just talked about. We'll likely see them one way or another coming here soon. My bets are we'll see the monk subclass combined come here probably this week or next week, hopefully. I think this is one of the most fun classes because it adds a bunch of new subclasses to the game. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next video.